Now what we're going to do as we become aware of our woundedness is we're going to begin to take a look and kind of journal those things. And we're going to journal them in the form of the Soul Healogram. And you're going to see a whole bunch of boxes on this piece of paper. And in the boxes, what we want you to do, there's a whole section of boxes for your brothers and sisters. There's a whole section of boxes on your mom's side, and it goes all the way up to parents, grandparents on mom's side. Same thing, aunts and uncles, parents, grandparents on dad's side. You're going to write in these boxes negatives and positives. You're going to put the negative characteristics in the top half of the box. You're going to put the positive characteristics in the bottom half of the box. And it's going to be like one word. It's like positive may be hardworking and generous and compassionate. And the negatives may be angry or aloof or distant. Now, very typically, there is a resistance to, in particular, parents or grandparents or people that you are endeared to and love. There's a resistance to, I don't want to be negative. Oh, that just sounds so bad to be negative about Grandma. She's such a sweet lady. Once again, the point is that we're not blaming Grandma. We're not saying that, well, now we've gone to, a seminar and we see the negative. The point is that these generations programmed us. These generations created a belief system. And as we begin to see this pattern as it progresses, we understand how that belief system has affected us. So take a few minutes, and now I want you to not spend too much time on it, because I want the first thoughts. I want it to be the things that come to you. And write in your boxes, fill in as many as you can. If you only get one phrase for each box, or one negative or one positive, that's good. Fill in your box and list the negatives and positives of those people in the family that you grew up in. What we're going to do then, guys, is everything that you wrote in those boxes, you're going to take that information and you are going to write in the second half of this exercise the meaning of that information. And we want that meaning to come from your old brain. So basically, you're going to see a line that said, men in my family are, women in my family are, marriage in my family is, conflict in my family is. If you spend more than 3 seconds on an answer, you're doing it wrong. So basically, we want your old brain, your first thoughts. Now you're going to see on the next page that there's some, I call them very cerebral questions. And those questions I want you to answer from your new brain. Once you do men in my family are, women in my family are, you're going to get down to, as I learn to heal the wounds of my family and society, I would like for my idea of marriage to be. See, in my case, I said my idea of marriage is it ends in divorce. I want my idea to be that marriage is for keeps. There are no exits, and not only is it not for keeps, but this is the best friend I'll ever have. That's going to be a goal I set. It asks the question, I'm reactive to the following issues. You can begin to get an idea of, this is what makes me reactive. The wounds that you'd like to heal, and then at the very bottom of the page are your soul healing goals. These are going to be very cerebral, very new brain. And you're going to list, based on all this information, here are some goals that I want to accomplish. And you're going to set those goals, and then your partner's going to set goals, and then you'll share those goals with one another. An example of soul healing goals, I said, is I don't have to be in control all the time. I don't have to always view men as being passive or weaker or not getting the job done. Believe in my husband. It's a good goal. He loved that goal. Not feel like I have to be strong at all times. Believe in marriage. Not feel the fear of doom haunting me all the time because of all the divorces in my family. That was a goal that I set, to believe in it and to believe it's for keeps. So those are the cerebral new brain things that you put down. When you get finished then, you share the information with each other. And basically the way you share it is you just read it. You just hold up your Soul Healogram and you just read it. Now, the proper response when your mate shares is, about time you realized your mother was controlling, right? Yeah. No, the proper response is, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that. Because some of the information you may know, and I always say you may have known it here, but you didn't know it here. So you're going to hear things that you sort of knew, but haven't yet experienced. And then you're going to hear some things that are like, wow, I didn't know about your grandmother or your grandfather. That makes sense to me. But as you share the information with one another, the proper response is to just read it and to say thank you for sharing. So take some time and fill out that next section and enjoy yourself.